Hey friendos, what is up? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Matt, and no thanks shield support. We're back once again for another weekly roundup, which has got bugger all to sort of. Yeah, so we had the midweek, mid-month. We got Black Widow, and I really like this uniform. Not for anything that it actually does, but purely for the aesthetics. It just looks cool. And that's pretty much the only reason I got it. I really like the ponytail, the high ponytail. I really like the like goggles that she has on. I like the fact that they've made her widow gauntlets or like wristbands red. I think it's very thematic. I think it just looks cool. Admittedly, I kind of like the last one as well, just because again it had the black and red. It was very sporty, and then she had the kind of like neon accents on it and the hood. So yeah, she does have cool looking uniforms. In terms of the effects, yeah, it's been well covered already by now by other content creators that this is actually, whilst it's a bump in power, and it just pretty much puts her back to her original place in the sort of the non-meta. It's actually a bit of a downgrade in what she can do as a striker. So a real mixed bag, which is a shame because I was hoping to actually get rid of this and either put on an energy if she was good for PvE, or the authority if she was good for PvP, or maybe the destruction if she kind of needed that extra, the guard break immunity. I need to get another one to make that at least a mighty anyway. But yeah, it's another case of we're in this sort of holding pattern where we don't know where the game is going, what these characters are being introduced for, and Winter Soldier again, another prime example. Now, I already said last week, and I've already mentioned it a couple of times with other characters. Characters with MCU films or projects coming out in the near future, I really don't see the point of getting a uniform for them. If we know that they're going to get something down the line in a couple of months, it's going to probably return him to speed and hero. So I've got him ready. I've made him level 80. I've made sure that I've replaced some Urus and stuff just to max out all of his stats. But again, I'm not going to bother doing anything because he is of no use. As you can see, leader, we still haven't got anything for him because we're going to put either an insight or a liberation on him and just use him as a lead support because that's literally all he's going to be. And it's a shame. We recently built tier 4 Cap, so you could say, oh, you could use Winter Soldier with Cap, but again, there's no point because there's nowhere to take them, and I think that's the point that we've all been going on about. Probably my next tier 4, it could be Gwenpool, just because at least if there's nothing for her to do, she at least has the ABX ABL for speed filling, and she has the requirement for completing stage like 10 or 9 of World Boss Legend. Red Hulk, as you can see, we've still got him in his old uniform, and unless he gets a tier 4, which I was hoping he was going to get a surprise one this week, but since he didn't, unless he gets one literally next week, I don't see him getting anything. Unless they're going to really surprise us and the MCU was going to surprise us and have him turn up in Thunderbolts, which is what the little asterisk in Thunderbolts that they keep teasing us in all the press stuff is about. Yeah, it ain't going to happen. Especially when you consider in just over 2 weeks, I think it's 2.5 weeks time, something like that, we're actually getting the new Daredevil show. So I could see the next mid-month, if they're going to do it, if it's not getting a full update, it could be Daredevil. Now I know Daredevil is Born Again is a Disney Plus show, but Daredevil is such a big property and they've been pushing it so hard that I think we might actually get a timely support update and we actually get Kingpin and Daredevil get their tier 4s. The only reason I'm saying that is just because how much they are pushing the hell out of it in all the press, and I think some of that is probably going to be to do with the fact that Captain America Brave New World is seen as a disappointment and not hitting all its goals. Personally, I think the film was absolutely fine. I don't think it was as bad as a lot of people are making out. It's not great. It's a bit derivative of the Winter Soldier. And spoiler alert if you haven't seen it. I'm not going to go too much into spoilers, but basically you have a captain, a Black Widow, and a Falcon fighting off against conspiracies and a government threat, which is pretty much the same as Winter Soldier. So you could say that, but that's as far as it goes. So it's a bit weird that we have this event quest going on, because that would lead all of us to think, well, hold on, does that mean next week when this is up in a few days' time? And it's not a bad event quest. I know Alex said in his video that, you know, it's not really one for free to plays because there are some rewards that you just can't get, but there is some good choice here. Like, if you don't want to go for like that specific Black Dwarf emblem, you could go for like a random heroic to mythic, and then also pick up a 5-star random one as well, which is pretty nice. Of course, you could just go for the 200 Black Dwarf and then just end up getting 10 of these Legend Plus chests. Does have some nice rewards, but let's be honest, we're all just getting the BAM and the Chaos Norn stones. Ain't no one going to be picking up those juicy 6-star ones. They're just there as the dangling carrot. So yeah, unfortunately that's pretty much it. Like I say, we're on this 10.7, and for what feels like ever since the Null update, we just seem to be in this holding pattern where we're waiting for something big to happen. And I don't know if they're just stringing us along now until, well, let's be honest, in 2 weeks' time, when we get the next update, or 3 weeks' time, whenever it is, it's not going to be too long then until the anniversary. And I feel like we're just being strung along until the anniversary. And it's a really worrying thought that they're just tent-poling the anniversary and Black Friday as the two events that keep this game going. As you can see, we got timeline survival, so that's nice that that hasn't been demolished. But as you can see here, we've got like 2 weeks left, just under, on the season pass, which should mean a new full update as opposed to getting any more mid-months. So is that curtains for Red Hulk getting a tier 4? Leader getting anything? It certainly feels that way. So unless next week we either get a Daredevil and a Kingpin just as a mid-month, just standalone, and then we get a brand new like whole update for March, I think we're going to see, I hate to say it, but I think we're going to see like another like just a bunch of like small mid-month updates for the next 2 months until the anniversary. And that's really worrying for the game, because a lot of us are already feeling that burnout and that sort of, there's nothing to do. I mean, yeah, like timeline survival is nice, and I'm glad that it came back, but it's just a recycled one. You know, they literally just recycled the Iron Patriot story from like months ago. Even the deals, there's nothing spectacular here in the deals that makes me want to go, ooh, I don't buy it, but I could at least talk about this for the people who do spend money, because there's nothing here that's exciting. Yeah, I don't know if that's a worrying state of the game, but maybe that's just me being a doomer. But anyway, as you can see, I've got a couple of things left to do today, so I should wrap this up and get on with my dailies before I miss out. I'm sure no one wants to see me actually playing my timeline battle, because hey, guess what? Spoiler alert. It's me using the same 3 characters that literally look, there you go. As you can see, using the same 3 characters that everyone is. So yeah, as non-fun as that is, it is necessary to do. So I'm going to get on with that. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.
We await your return, warrior.